Wi-Fi Sheep would like to say a huge thank you to all of you that kindly support us. Help us continue to bring new videos like this. Join patreon.com/Wi-Fi Sheep from just $1 a month. Hi everyone, how are you doing? And a warm welcome back to youtube.com/Wi-Fi Sheep with me, Tom, and a rather unexpected first video since the Cambridge Retro Festival, which happened last month. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you that actually came down and said hello, and to remind you that the next event we're going to be at as Wi-Fi Sheep will be the Liverpool Make Fest, which is happening on July the 2nd, 2022. You can see all details of that and any future events at event.wifisheep.co.uk, where you can get full details. Now, you'll have to excuse the green screen setup for today. I'm actually set up shooting for another project, but this news kind of broke today whilst I was doing this. So I thought, what the heck, let's just take a moment out from what I'm meant to be doing and let's talk about this piece of exciting news. Now, we are talking about a commercial product, and I know I do product reviews and things here on the channel. Today's is not sponsored by the product's creator or manufacturer, and just as a point, products that are sponsored that I do talk about here on the channel are only here on the channel if I generally think they're actually good or of interest. So it's not just anything that ends up here on the channel. Anyway, so for a while we've had Raspberry Pi clones. Pretty much ever since the Raspberry Pi appeared back in 2012, we've had clones. Now, most of these, to be honest with you, are terrible. Absolutely terrible, and I've had some poor experiences of recent times. However, today, June the 4th, 2022, I saw a tweet to an article from CNXsoftware.com announcing the Orange Pi 800, which is going to be a non-compatible Raspberry Pi 400 clone. So the Pi 400 we've featured here numerous times on the channel. It's Raspberry Pi Foundations, all in one, ready to go computer. And this is the first time we've seen a kind of copycat clone of the system. Now, when I say non-compatible, what I mean is like all the clones, what this means is you can't take an SD card image from a Raspberry Pi, put it on one of these clones and expect it to boot. It's not SD card compatible. But a lot of these do run similar or virtually identical Linux images, which means that a lot of your project code, so things like Python, or if you've got stuff in C, you can recompile it, it will actually work. So what's interesting about this clone is it's actually more powerful than the Pi 400. It's going to be built around the Rockchip 6-core, 64-bit ARM CPU architecture, 4 GB of RAM, so I don't quite understand the 800 name, but oh well. And it also comes with what I think is going to be better Wi-Fi connectivity, so wide Ethernet, USB 2, USB 3, etc. Interestingly, it's got onboard eMMC flash memory, so a pre-installed Linux operating system, as well as the standard micro SD card. But what this means is it doesn't need the SD cards to actually boot. The operating system will actually be on board, a bit like a kind of solid state C drive for a PC or Mac. Also, on the back of this one, now this caught my interest, full-size HDMI and VGA video out with analog out, and a combined microphone in and onboard sound speaker. That's big, and considering that's probably one of the few things with the Raspberry Pi 400 that I really have come a cropper on. If you don't have the blooming adapters to go from mini HDMI to the standard HDMI or then to VGA, you can actually render your entire unit useless. So this is the kind of stuff I'm thinking that's possibly a game changer. If the OS is not poor and the product is not overpriced, hard to obtain, or of poor build quality, then we might have in the Orange Pi 800 a genuine Raspberry Pi killer. Do you have a need for reliable and cost-effective web hosting for your blog, business or personal website? If so, then look no further than CheapHost UK. CheapHost UK's basic plan starts from only 58 pence per month, that's £6.99 a year, and if you're needing a little bit more, CheapHost UK's premium packages start from just £1.41 a month or £16.99 a year, complete with a free .co.uk domain. New customers can also take advantage of an extra 10% discount when purchasing any first-time hosting, package or domain name from CheapHost UK. Use discount code SHEEP, that's SHEEP, to get an extra 10% off. For reliable, cost-effective web hosting and domain names, look no further than CheapHost UK. Full details and an affiliate link are in the description to this video. Okay, so let's start with the original article which I saw off Twitter. This is from cnxsoftware.com, and here is the announcement of the Orange Pi 800 keyboard PC, as they're calling it, Raspberry Pi 400 alternative or clone, powered by the, and this is the exact number here, the Rockchip RK3399. And the RK3399 is a hexa-core, so that's 6-core Cortex A72/A73 processor. So it's actually multiple core processor of different specs wrapped into one. The specs here, we talked about it, so 4 GB of RAM on board, gigabit Ethernet, dual band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5, 2 USB 3 ports and 1 USB 2, so that's the same as the Pi 400. This is the bit, the 64 gig onboard flash storage. That's different and new and potentially very useful. We also have the feature here, the full-size HDMI port, capable of 4K output, and we've got a VGA. Yeah, which for me is potentially the game changer. That and the onboard memory for storage, sorry, is potentially the game changer, just because, as I said in the intro, I've just been burnt by, forgetting to not have the correct adapters. And if you want to plug a Pi 400 into a VGA monitor, you're going for like 2 adapters to get. It's just ridiculous. And also, this actually starts costing money. All these are different adapters you need just to use the product. So here is the actual spec itself. So the audio out's actually interesting. So 3.5mm headphone plus mic jack, integrated speaker. Oh, and the microphone actually integrated. Wow. Yeah, so it's going to have... I don't imagine the sound will be very good quality, mind you, but it will actually have onboard inbuilt sound as well, which is, yeah. The only thing is, and I will bring this up, is that the GPIO header has shrunk from the 40 pin to 26 pin. And here's actually a picture of the back of the unit. So basically it would look like a Raspberry Pi 400, really. It's that same kind of Fisher-Price plastic look. You can see here the GPIO interface has shrunk, but it has to, because you've got to fit in a full-size VGA and HDMI port. MicroSD is still present, so the actual ports are in different places on here, and you've got a speaker on as well. I'm going to be honest with you, I prefer this. I prefer this much more over the 400. Now, it's talking about the operating systems and the fact it's going to come shipped with Orange Pi OS, which is not available yet. Yeah, it talks here about the idea about why not using a Debian or Ubuntu-based systems. Yeah, I mean, I imagine Arbian, which is a third-party OS that supports all sorts of these niche clone boards, will probably do a port for this. If you do need a Debian-based Linux, which I probably would, in all honesty, hopefully a third party would offer something. But this is the actual Orange Pi product page. Now, this is the Chinese version of the page, because the Chinese version seems to have more information in it than the English. It's been Google translated here over to English. So yeah, it talks about the spec we've already talked about. Now it's saying it's going to use Chromium OS. So I'm a little confused which one it is now. Is it going to be installed with Chromium, which is basically the they're saying Android Chromium OS, which is still Linux, or is it going to be this Orange Pi based OS? So that's, yeah, I mean, it probably will do this dual monitor thing, because one of them is going to be HDMI, the other is going to be VGA. Again, not a problem. I doubt actually how many people generally used the Raspberry Pi 4 or 400 in dual monitor mode. I know some people did, and those of you that are going to put in the comments are probably the exceptions to the rule. I personally never have. So, and that's the top of the unit. So you can see it's looking very Raspberry Pi 400-ish. Not quite, but almost there. I'm guessing this little dot here is probably the onboard microphone. It's got a power key or button. It talks about heat distribution. Again, so it's got a large heat sink, so hopefully this thing doesn't overheat like previous Orange Pis have. General purpose. So yeah, so talking about the inclusion of Scratch. So they're very much going after the Raspberry Pi education market. But we haven't actually got a price yet. Although, you know, very, very slim form factor as you'd probably expect. And some rough dimensions. So it's probably going to be about the same size and form factor as the current Raspberry Pi 400. Yeah, okay, so this is the English product page. It's pretty much a similar thing. Yeah, so they're very much going after the educational tools. So educational tool for students of all ages. There you have the output. Yeah, I could see this in developing markets actually, where, or even places like around here, where the schools, I think most schools and things are still on VGA monitors, in all honesty. That very few have HDMI, or if they do have HDMI, it's actually DVI or user port connections, so you still need more adapters. Okay, so the conclusion. Well, look, the Raspberry Pi 400 is great. I hated the 4, you know that, but I thought the 400 was great. But it does have some small grating issues. As explained in my intro, the stupid micro HDMI ports, which, as I said, you forget your HDMI adapters and it just creates huge issues. And the amount of times where I've, you know, nearly gone to take my machine out to a work or to a presentation, and if you don't have the adapters, you can really screw yourself very, very quickly. The keyboard is also not the greatest. Now, I get it, they're built for a price point, but I have cheap Chinese membrane keyboards, and those are better than the very solid, almost crunchy nature of the Raspberry Pi 400. On paper, the Orange Pi 800 looks to be the perfect machine and the better product. Also, we have to remember in recent times, especially the past 2 years or so, the Raspberry Pi Foundation is simply more interested in its commercial and industrial customers, hence kind of almost negating or neglecting the kind of education and hobby maker communities that kind of built what the Pi is today. That issue, especially over the pandemic and the resulting chip shortage, has only made things worse, and I think has actually made space for a genuine competitor to come in. Saying that, Orange Pi products have been poor. I had the Orange Pi Zero, the original Orange Pi Zero, and a couple of friends and colleagues had a couple as well, and we all had major issues with poor reliability, poor support, and the product just got very hot and pretty much wasn't usable. The Raspberry Pi, on the other hand, does have very good hardware, except Pi 4 that we've talked about, and the OS builds tend to be very stable, very reliable, and very high quality. Something that, as far as I'm aware, no other major competitor has managed to sort of match so far. However, if this product is as any good as it says it's going to be, and it has good Linux support, it's good build quality, and the price doesn't break the bank, and we can get hold of them relatively easily, then I generally think we do have a potential competitor coming on the market. Now remember, a lot of people in the education market and also third world countries still use stuff like VGA. Think about it, my part of England here, we were still using BBC Micros in the schools and colleges up until the early 2000s. So the ability to have a product that you don't need to have adapters and it will just plug into HDMI or VGA, I think is, you know, a game changer on its own. The onboard sound is a real bonus. I really like that. Loading the OS onto the eMMC, it will run faster than SD cards. You don't get a bottleneck of the SD card transfer. And also it means you don't need to format SD cards for this thing to work. So that is a real plus. I'm interested to see how this works out. I'm certainly interested if we can get hold of one. If we can get hold of one and it's not over $100, £100, then I will definitely look at getting one, as long as there is some sort of operating system for it that will do the things I need, let's say a Debian Linux OS to do. Now, if we can get hold of one, as I said, if the price is okay, we will do a full review here on Wi-Fi Sheep, so do keep posted, especially on my social media. Follow me on Twitter, it's at Wi-Fi Sheep, that's at Wi-Fi Sheep over on Twitter, and I'll keep you up to date. Right, loads more coming up on the channel. I have got such a backlog of videos and projects to do. I hope to see you in Liverpool, maybe. Remember, July the 2nd, 2022. Full details on events.wifisheep.co.uk. If you haven't done so already, please do consider liking and subscribing, and hope to see you real soon right here on the channel. Until next time, bye for now.